Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. I am hoping you are loving this YouTube hop as much as I am. We had so much fun creating this hop in the behind the scenes. I hope you guys are enjoying it. If you're here watching me, hopefully you watched Alicia at 9 and Martinette at 10, and here I am at 11. I am so excited for this. In case you're watching me first, this is 5 Stampin' Up! Demonstrators. We got together to do this hop. This is a fancy fun fold card hop, and each of us have different fun folds we're going to show you how to make with our Stampin' Up! Products. This hop was hosted by Tamika Morris, who's Tamika Sending Smiles. I will have everyone's YouTube and Instagram linked in the description box below. I will also have a list of everything that we're using for this project in the description box. So now here's a little sneak peek of my card, but I need to tell you a couple things before we get started. First, my video will not have the live chat because when I agreed to do this hop, I didn't know my husband had a surprise in store for me. And as you're watching my video, I will be in Greece. So it will be, pretty late at night. I think it's after midnight for me. And your girl got to sleep. So I will not be live on my videos. However, you can ask questions in the comment section, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. If you want to join my team, and be a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, whether you want to sell the Stampin' Up! Stuff or you just want the discount, like me, please reach out and I will tell you how to join. Not gonna lie, you joining benefits you and it benefits me. So if you want a discount, please let me know. Okay, so the other reason why I agreed to do this YouTube hop is because I am out of the country, out of the United States, and I don't have that many supplies with me. I was not going to do any card making or anything like that. I was going to just do some projects that I've been meaning to do, which are mini albums. But you know what? I said I will go ahead and do this YouTube hop so I can show those of you who are just starting out that you can make these amazing creations with very limited supplies. When I was a new crafter, this catalog, it's 176 pages of greatness. Where do you start? What do you get? What do you need? What are you not going to, you just get overwhelmed. Also, when you're going on vacation, what do you bring with you? You can't bring everything because your suitcase has limits and you still need clothes, right? You still need clean underwear. So I'm going to show you the things that you're absolutely going to want to purchase from the catalog that you're going to use on every single project. And then I'm going to also show you what we used for my project. So without further ado, let's bring my project in. Look at how absolutely gorgeous this project is. I'm sorry about my auto focus. It is turned off. However, it is still auto focusing. I don't know. It is a 3D Teepee card. How fun is this? It does fold flat, so you can put it in your envelope and mail it. And when your recipient takes it out, it kind of folds itself so they know what to do. Okay? You can adapt this to whatever you want. You write your message in here. You put your white cardstock inside, or you can write your message on the back, however you want to decorate. Okay, that is going to be our project. It's a TP card. Some people call it a pyramid card. Super easy, wow factor card with only a little bit of supplies. Okay, so pull out your annual catalog, the May 2023, the April 2024. I went to Staples and got mine coil bound just because I like to be able to fold it. So you can absolutely do that. Or if you don't have a physical catalog, all you're going to do is go to the website, which is stampinup.com. You're going to scroll all the way to the bottom here where it says catalogs. Right there where it says digital catalog, you're going to click on digital catalog. I just put lotion on, so. Click on digital catalogs, and you're going to click on your catalog here. Sorry, I shouldn't have put lotion on, but I did. And you're going to hit download. And as you can see, it's going to download the catalog, right? So you can flip through the pages exactly how I'm seeing. So you're just going to flip to page 145 of your digital catalog or of your paper catalog. And you guys get to see my face and my crazy hair because I just washed my hair. But anyway, on page 145, these are your tools that you're going to use for every single project, okay? These are your staples. I suggest you buy these first. If you can't buy anything else, you want to buy your tools, okay? Which are your paper trimmer. I have tried 9,000 paper trimmers. Stampin' Up! Has been my favorite. I don't promote products that I don't believe in. So you guys will hear me in other videos. There's some Stampin' Up! Products I do not enjoy. But there are products that I absolutely will not use any other name brand, okay? The trimmer is one of them. I do have some other trimmers that, for my chipboard and stuff, because my Stampin' Up! Guillotine is in storage, and you can no longer buy the Stampin' Up! Guillotine. I got mine in 2008. So I do have that, but for an actual everyday paper trimmer, Stampin' Up! Only. You're going to need your bone folders, which again are on page 145. I have several of them just because I like to throw them around my desk, and you know, you lose them everywhere you find them. Your paper snips. These scissors, even though they're small, they are not for kids, okay? Do not allow your kids, your clumsy spouse or whatever, fool with these scissors, okay? Mine are from 2008, and the other day I did cut my finger and I almost needed stitches. So they are amazing scissors that last a long time. These are your paper snips right here. I love these scissors. You're gonna need your scoreboard. I'm not gonna use my scoreboard in this video because honestly, I put it in a cabinet in this house and I don't know which cabinet I put it in, but I did bring it with me. Just a fair warning. The stylus that it comes with is latex, so if you're allergic to latex, you're going to have to buy your own stylus. Or you're going to use your stylus from your Take Your Pick tool. Which brings me to the Take Your Pick tool. It comes with the tip, the pokey tool, the spatula, and then the silly putty on the back, okay? It does come with other accessories, such as the stylus, which I did not bring with me. No, I did bring it with me because that's what I use for my scoreboard. I don't know what to do with it. I didn't pull it for this video. And then also these are the new attachments. There's a perforator line, a blade, some smaller pokey tools. There's other things that I did purchase. I just have not used them yet. Okay, so those are your things that you're going to absolutely want to buy. And then your adhesive. Okay, so full disclosure, I cannot use the Stampin' Up! Tombow wet glue because I'm allergic to it, okay? Obviously, I'm not going to use something I'm allergic to, so I just have my own glue that I love. Tombow is super strong. It works very well. Before, when my allergy was, it's latex. When my allergy wasn't that bad, I did use it. But when my allergy got too bad, I just can't. So you do have your liquid glue, page 138, in case I didn't say that. You guys see in my videos, I use a million dimensionals. I did not bring any dimensionals with me. Shocker, I know, because I use them for everything. So I'm just going to use some other foam tape that I have. But I recommend the dimensionals. The tape runners. I did bring my tape runner, and I finally actually started liking it. In the beginning, I didn't like it because you do have to practice with it. It's not like your normal tape runners. You gotta pull and stop. Once you get used to it, you will love it. Unfortunately, mine got smashed, and that was my fault. I put it in the box with punches for whatever reason, and it got smashed. So I'm just going to use whatever tape runner I have that didn't get smashed. That's not a quality against Stampin' Up. That was a, why did I put that in that container? That was totally my fault. Got your glue dots and stuff like that. So those are your things that you're going to absolutely want for every single project that we do. Okay. Now the additional products, excuse me, that we used for this on page 140 are basic rhinestones right here, number 10. I use these a lot. I just love them. You can see there's tons of rhinestones. And then page 151, we did use, well, I want you to buy the blocks. Now, if you can't afford the whole blocks bundle, which is $80.75, start with one block at a time. That's how I built mine up, because I didn't have $80 to buy for blocks. So I started with the C block, and then I went to the H block, and I kind of just stopped there because I love, love, love the H block, which is a rectangle block. Your preference, but definitely buy the C block. If you don't have any blocks, go in your cabinet and get you a juice glass. That's what I'll be using today because I didn't bring blocks with me. Okay. This also has your chamois, which is this purple thing to clean your stamps. I have that. I love it. I would recommend that. And then we're also using the designer series paper on page 130, which is down here, which is the glorious gingham paper. Now, I brought this with me and I did not bring any of the ink colors with me, the cardstock. I don't know why, but that's what happened. But as you can see, this looks absolutely gorgeous with the early espresso that I did bring with me. And so you can just match the paper as best as you can. You don't have to buy all of the colors to make something gorgeous. The other thing we used is the Memento ink, which is on page 137. This is the only ink I have with me. I do not have all of my colors. I have almost every single ink color in this catalog, but it's at home. It's not here with me. I only have Tuxedo Black. That's it. So we're going to use that. You got to use what you have, right? And then on page 122 is your cardstock colors. This is your cardstock, your markers, your everything, which I do not have. The only colors I have with me are Real Red, Early Espresso, Pumpkin Pie, and Flirty Flamingo. Those are the other cardstock I have with me. No markers, nothing. But I still made beautiful cards out of what I had. All right, so let's get into our project. Okay, so you're gonna need 3 pieces of cardstock, which measure 4 by 4. So you're gonna cut your paper on the short side at 4. And then turn it on the long side and you're gonna cut it at 4. And again at 4. So this will give you 2 pieces. And then you have to use the other side to get your third 4 by 4. But if you're making multiple cards, then you're just gonna use what's left over from a different card. So 3 pieces at 4 by 4, okay? And you're going to score it right down in the middle on the like tip to tip on the diamond. So make sure your 2 tips are in your track and score it like so. Okay, so that's 1. You're gonna do the same to all 3. And here is 2. And 3. So 3 4 by 4 pieces of cardstock, scored tip to tip on the diamond, like so. Easy. We're almost done with this card, guys, for real. All right, we need our designer series paper. Now this is where it's going to be different for everyone. If you're going to make a lot of these cards, I would suggest that you use a 12 by 12 paper pad. All I have are my 6 by 6. So, and my other tip is if you're going to be making these for an event or for craft fairs, you may not want to decorate as much as I did. It's really up to you. So we need we need 2 squares that are 3 7/8 by 3 7/8. I like a little border. If you want a thicker border, then you can make yours like 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. But for my particular project, it's 3 7/8 by 3 7/8. So I do have to use 2 pieces of paper for mine because I only have the 6 by 6 paper pad. If you have a 12 by 12 paper pad, obviously you're going to be saving paper. Okay. So 3 7/8 by 3 7/8. Okay. Now we're going to take your square and we're going to put it tip to tip in our track, and we're going to go ahead and cut it in half like so. So you have 2 triangles. Now I'm going to show you that again. And what I have found the easiest way so you don't mess up your tips is not to put it all the way at the top of your paper trimmer. Try to put it down in the middle and put your blade below it and push up. Because sometimes if you're trying to pull down, it will smash that point. It's not a huge deal, but if you're a perfectionist, it's going to bother you. All right, so we have our 4 pieces for that. Now, when the Teepee cards came out, it was really popular just to leave them without decorating. I went back and forth. I like the extra decorating. I have scraps I can do for it. You don't have to do it, but I'm going to. So my little scraps are 1.5 by 1.5 square. Where's my scrap? So 1.5 by 1.5. And again, we're going to cut that point to point like so. Okay, perfect. Okay. So you have your 2 little tiny triangles here. I'm going to put those on top of there. Okay. The other piece that we need 1 more square for the middle if you want your white to be the same as where mine is. So you're going to need another square, which is 3 7/8 by 3 7/8. And this is basic white. It used to be known as whisper white. And we're going to go ahead and cut that again, tip to tip. Okay, from the bottom. All right, so those are all of our pieces that we're going to need. We can go ahead and stamp before we assemble. I think that's what I want to do. But let me tell you a little secret here. The reason why my tag and my truck are positioned this way is because I completely forgot about the magnet. My magnet is right here, and the other one is right here. So if you forget to put your magnets in, it's okay. Take an extra strip of scrap paper and put it in the inside. Nobody knows that that's a mistake. It looks beautiful. Only you know that that was a mistake. And I had to cover it up. Okay. Obviously, if you're using Velcro, you're going to see it. There's just no way around seeing that Velcro. But magnets, you can hide. There you go. Saw my blooper. Okay, so let's stamp and punch. Here's my little scratch paper. Now, I never told you what stamp set I was using, did I? We're using the Trucking Along bundle with the punch. The punch is sold out, but it's coming back October 16th, but you can still get the stamp set, and the truck is super easy to cut out. Yeah. And you can find this on the stampinup.com, on my website. And it was the online exclusives. You're going to click learn more. Like so. It's going to bring up everything that is on sale. The bundle says currently unavailable because the bundle's not available because the punch is not available. But you can come down here to the stamp set, and the stamp set is available. Okay. So the pieces I'm using, I'm going to use this truck, this tree, and this sentiment. So I went ahead and I pulled them out and stuck them to my case so I didn't lose them. First, I'm going to stamp my truck. And again, I do not have my blocks, and so I'm going to use a juice cup. So I'm just going to put this on where it fits. The block is so much easier, but you got to use what you got. My Memento ink. Just making sure it's stamped down. And you're going to need a little piece of scratch paper just to kind of get used to your stamping technique. Just, you know, you'll know where you need to put extra pressure without ruining your project. Okay, now that I did a couple of practices and I know where I need to press harder on my glass, now I know where to stamp it. Again, when you have the blocks, it is not that hard, but when you're working with what you got, you gotta do what you gotta do. So that one did not stamp clearly, so I'm just gonna go ahead and turn it over and redo it because your cardstock is double-sided. Okay, there we go. Good enough. This is water-based, and so you can just take a towel and wipe it off your glass and you're good to go. Okay. All right, so next we're going to do our tree, and I have a little scrap of old olive. There's my tree. And again, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to use a scrap. Okay. All right. Now I'm just going to get this on here. Okay, that's perfect. I'm just using a baby wipe to wipe my stamp off because I don't have my chamois or my Stampin' scrub. And last but not least, we are going to use our scrap of white, and we are going to stamp our sentiment. You can stamp your sentiment one of two ways. You can stamp it on your paper and then cut it to the size you want. I'm just going to go ahead and cut my paper to 3/4 of an inch. And I'm going to stamp on that. That way it's easier for me than trying to cut it straight after the fact. So you're going to do what's easiest for you, right? Okay, so we're going to go ahead and ink this up. And we're going to stamp it as best as we can. Perfect. Okay, getting great with the juice cup. Now I'm going to go ahead and clean this stamp off. And I went ahead and fussy cut out my little tree. You can fussy cut your truck, or if you were able to get the punch, go ahead and punch that out. Okay. And you're also going to go ahead and cut your backing paper for your sentiment. So I backed it on early espresso. But you know what? I may get a scrap of real red. Let's see how that looks. Okay, I think I'm gonna like the real red. And so I cut my real red 7/8 by 2 3/8. Basically, you're just gonna take your sentiment, cut it out how you want, which mine ended up being 3/4 by 2 1/4. And so I just made it 1/8 of an inch bigger. So we'll have that. I'm gonna go ahead and attach it so I don't lose it. So whatever your adhesive of choice is, you're gonna go ahead and do that. And tape it down. Okay. At this point, we're gonna go ahead and decorate our truck because I want that to dry. So I'm gonna use a white gel pen to just do some random little lines on here because I have black ink on dark brown paper. So you just want to give it a little bit of life. Just some movement lines. I'm going to color in the little door thing there. Just a little movement line there. Some dots. You know, just something to just give it a little bit more oomph when you have dark on dark. And here and there. Okay. So just want that to dry. You can also use your Wink of Stellas, which I do have with me, but yeah. All right, so the other thing I did was my tree. I taped my tree down. You can just use regular tape or you can glue it down. I'm just gonna use my tear and tape just because it's right here. I like the tree kind of going over and coming out the back a little bit. You can position the tree wherever you want. Like so. Okay. There we go, craft easy. And then I took my white gel pen and I just kind of put little dots on there just to kind of make it look a little snow-capped. So I'm just gonna just randomly color in and make little dots here and there. That gives your tree movement plus a little snowy effect. If you have these Stampin' Up! Puff snow, that'd be really, really cute on here. Okay. All right, so we're gonna set those to the side because, oh no, I forgot to put my basic gems on there. I put the basic gems on the wheel covers. You can use your white gel pen there too. But let's get our rhinestones, and I'm using the smaller ones. Okay. There we go. Just extra cuteness. Okay, now what we're going to do is assemble our card. So you're going to take your 3 cardstock pieces and you're going to fold them on their line and you are going to varnish them really well. Set it to the side. Varnish. Set it to the side. Varnish. And set it to the side. All right, so now you're gonna open it. I put all of my mountain folds laying down, if that makes sense. It doesn't really matter because you can manipulate your cardstock to fold whatever way you want, but your first piece, it needs to be a diamond, okay? You're gonna open your second piece and that needs to be a square. So you need to have your score line pointing to the top, if that makes sense. And you're gonna do the same over here. Now, the real reason why I needed to have these extra pieces is because I put too much glue on my piece and there was glue down here showing. So I covered it up. So you want to kind of be mindful of that. You can take a pencil and mark on here where to stop your glue if you want. Kind of like that. I didn't even make that dark enough for me to see. All right, so I'm going to take my glue and we're just going to go ahead and come in like so. Again, your score line pointing to the top. So you're going to go right up to the score line. You're going to make sure you do not pass the score line. You don't want to be on it. You don't want to pass it. You want to be below the score line. Okay. I have a shadow I can't see. There we go. All right, making sure your bottom piece is still in a diamond. You're going to do the same thing on the other side. You want to make sure your point is pointing at the top. Your score line is pointing to the top. Okay. Again with your glue. And as you can see, I'm not going all the way over to the tip because I can't remember if that piece gets glued or not. Oh, it does. Okay. All right, so again, making sure you do not go over that score line. If you go over your score line, it's just going to be kind of hard to fold your card in. But if you do go over the score line, it's fine. It's not going to be super horrific. Okay. Now, what I like to do is fold my card, give it another good varnish, make sure we're getting that glue in there. Now, I do have some overhang. That just means that I slightly mismeasured. I didn't line it up correctly. It's fine. You're just going to take your scissors and you're going to cut that off. It's not a big deal. I'm just cutting it off. I can't see with the shadows. There we go. No overhang on the other side. So we're good to go. And that's your whole card mechanism. That's it. Now, if you remember to put your magnets down before you put your paper, then you don't have to have the inside extra strips of paper. So if you like this style, then you can put your magnet right here, right now, and then later cover it up with some paper. But how mine was supposed to go is underneath the layering paper. All right, so I need to grab a positive and a negative magnet. And you have to decide if you want your card to open like this, or you want the right side on top and it open this way. It honestly doesn't matter which way you go. I'm gonna put my leftover right. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take one of, so my magnets are together. I'm gonna take one of the sticky sides off. I'm gonna place it on my closed card here. Just kind of there in the center, right? And then you're going to go behind it and you're going to put it together and you're going to stick it down to the other side, which I have to move mine real quick. So mine, the sticky side is just going to be on the wrong side, but that's fine. I'm just going to take a little piece of tape like so. I'm going to put it sticky side up as I'm trying to find where that magnet is. The reason why I'm doing sticky side up because I want my magnet to be on this side here. So I'm going to stick that tape down. And there you go. Your magnet is stuck down in the exact place you need it to be. Okay? There you go. All right. Now we're going to go ahead and decorate. I'm going to put mine flat like this. Now, my paper is not directional, so it doesn't matter how I put my triangles on. If you have directional paper, it may be easier for you to mat while your paper is, while your pyramid is standing up. So this is what mine kind of looks like here. I'm just gonna copy that. So I'm gonna put my triangles here and here. Glue, tape runner, whatever you want. Actually, I'm gonna do the opposite sides than what I did the first time, just to change it up. This is so much easier without directional paper. And then we're gonna add here. Oh, I put it the wrong direction. It's fine. That's why I like wet glue, because it does give you a chance to move it. And see, this is what I did the first time too. That's why I had so much glue. I had to cover it up because I didn't pay attention. Okay, so mine has about 1/8 of an inch border going all around. So there you go. So I'm doing the back. And again, if it's easier for you to put your triangles on while it's connected, then do that. Okay. Now I need to do my front. You can decide, which pattern you want. It's easier for me to do my card while it's open. So I'm gonna do the opposite. So this is gonna be the back and this is gonna be the front. You wanna make sure that your magnet is not close to the edge, so that way you have a good adhesion with that magnet. It's going to give you a little bit of a bubble here. So you're just going to hold that for a few seconds longer until your glue kind of dries a little bit. Most wet glue now is pretty fast drying. Okay. And we're going to use our other triangle. And we're going to take our score tape off, or tear and tape, whatever you have. And this one is going to go this way. Like so. These are very quick to make. Obviously, when you're not doing a tutorial, you can cut all your 4x4 squares out in one sitting and then go through and do your designer series paper, your 3 7/8 by 3 7/8, then do all your 1.5 by 1.5, and just assemble line it. It's just, I'm trying to keep the tempo to where every crafter level can follow along. Okay. Now we have our little triangles. These were your 1.5 by 1.5 square, cut tip to tip. And you're gonna add that. And you're gonna add the other one here. All right. So you are all dressed up. Now I need to work on the inside. I'm putting my white triangles on the inside, which I typically do tape runner when I'm using basic white, because sometimes you can see the glue lines. If you're using basic white thick, you don't have to do that. Okay, so we have this triangle. And again, we're not going on or over that score line. And if you have a little, you got a little something, little schmutz on your paper, then that's the back. Just move the triangle around until it fits. Okay, and here you go. And we have a little bit of border. And now, because I did not have to hide the magnet, I don't need to add the extra pieces on the inside, so that does save on your paper, especially if you're using the 12 by 12. You're not going to have that, you're not going to have these big scraps left over. You'll have small scraps. And so you can, you know, just cut it down. This time I'm going to do 1/2 inch on either side. You don't have to put anything on the inside. You can stamp a little stamp if you want. You can put a message. I just don't like the insides of my card to just be plain white. I need it to have some type of visual aspect to make it so the inside of your card is just as beautiful as the outside and it doesn't seem like an afterthought. So I'm gonna put this side in here, and all I did was put this down and then just cut it off. No measuring required. Turn it over and cut it off. Craft easy. You can perfectly measure that and angle it and all that, but I'm not doing that. All right, so your other piece, again, I'm gonna just put my glue down and going up to that score line, but not on it. Oops. Turn it over and cut it and cut it. So you don't get the 1/8 of an inch on the other side, but that's fine. I'm not worried about that. Okay, so our card is done on the inside. Now we just need to put our sentiment and our truck on. So I did go ahead and pop up the sentiment with the dimensionals or foam tape or whatever you have. So I'm going to do the same here. I'm going to take that tear and tape backing off and put these down. Dimensionals are a little easier because they are already cut to size, but I didn't bring them. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and be brave and take my backings off now. And I did pop up my Christmas sentiment here. Oh, perfect. And I'm just going to position it the same way that I did on the other card, even though I'm not hiding anything. I think it came out really cute. Because otherwise, if I don't position it like that, then my truck is just floating in the air, right? All right, so this piece you are going to have to put on when it's upright, because if you flatten it out and you try to put the piece on, it's going to be crooked or it's just going to be weird. So go ahead and put it on as best as you can where you think it matches. And I think that's straight enough. Come down just a little bit. then we're going to add our truck. And you can tuck the wheels in or over. I did one wheel over and one wheel behind. Like so. Or you can pop it up and do, actually this one I did both wheels on top. And this one I did one on top, one under. I don't know, I just liked it. I'm loving that red. Okay. And then I flattened it. This is how your card's gonna mail, flat. I took my rhinestones and I just added more. Where's my pick tool? There it is. I just added one random one. One down here. And one over here. That's it. Super cute. Your card is done. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and definitely make this card while you're waiting for the next person. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you at 4. Bye.